Hello everybody, it's Jack aka Summoner6 with another video for you. In today's video we're going to be going over one of the fundamentals of many FPS games, aim training. So one of the more popular things that I've been seeing on YouTube is how Kovacs or how AimLab has trained people into having god tier aim. In today's video I'm going to talk a little bit more about my journey over the last month using AimLab, a little bit about AimLab versus Kovacs, and a little bit about the routines that I've tried out and how they've worked for me. The first tip I have about aim training is don't train on the wrong sensitivity for 1 month, and by the wrong sensitivity I mean having two different sensitivities, one on your aim trainer and one on the game that you play, in my case Valorant. Yeah, I did that for about a month and it's not good. 10 out of 10 does not produce great results. But I've been practicing on the correct sensitivity for about 2 weeks now and gotten back into the groove of things, and things are looking up. The second big tip that I have for you is, in order to improve your aim training drastically, monumentally, incomprehensibly, all you have to do is one simple thing, and that is smash the like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Yes, smashing the like button is proven to increase your aim percentage hits for headshots to 1,000%. Smash the like button today in order to hit more heads. Besides that, please also consider subscribing and hitting that notification bell so that you know when any of my other videos go live. And with that, now let's dive into the video. So the first thing I have is a comparison between AimLab and Kovacs. Now, Kovacs is something that is on Steam. It is an aim trainer that's been out for a long time. People have raving reviews about it. It's a great aim trainer. However, AimLab is newer to the market and it's free. Yes, it costs $0 to use. One of the qualms about AimLab is that it's actually in alpha stage, so it has a lot of bugs and kinks to it. But one of the pros that it has to it is that it has a lot of professional players and really experienced aim trainers backing it, whereas Kovacs was just created and put up on Steam, as far as I've researched. Kovacs apparently is marginally better at improving your aim over time than AimLab, at least from what I've seen from YouTube videos and studies. But keeping in mind that AimLabs is in alpha and it has so many people backing it, I perceive that over time, this free AimLabs is going to do better than Kovacs in the long run. So if you're wanting to stick with just one and just get it over with and just practice with that throughout your aim training career, I would suggest sticking with AimLab. 1, because it's free, so it's no risk going into it, and 2, because of its longevity. Now, I happen to use AimLab, so I could be biased, so I'm just letting you know that up front, but that is the one that I prefer based off of the videos that I've watched of both. I'm also very stingy and frugal with my money, and $5 just isn't really worth it for me. I feel like if there's a free version out there that does pretty much the same in comparison and also seems to have a better growth trajectory, I'm going to shoot for the free one every time. So keep that in mind. Alright, so now that we've gotten that out of the way and done our comparing and contrasting of the two, I'm going to talk about what I do for aim training within AimLab. And there's 2 different philosophies that I've tested. The 2 philosophies that I've used so far are the Ron Rambo Kim method and the Masters method, which I found on YouTube. So first, let's talk about the Ron Rambo Kim method, which I'm just going to refer to as the Rambo strategy. The Rambo strategy consists of training 5 to 6 different aiming principles using AimLab. So the first one is micro adjustments or micro aiming, and these are primarily using your pinky and your thumb on either side of the mouse to make micro adjustments. For me, what I translated this into was micro shot and sniper shot. Sniper shot for practicing opping and also moving targets, and micro shot for just training the fine motor skills of my pinky and my thumb moving. Next is short range flicks all around in 180 degrees, and for that I used Grid Shot Ultimate. Next is long and widespread flicks, and for that I used Spider Shot Ultimate. Next is tracking, which is tracking someone throughout a space, so if they're moving and walking, being able to track them, as well as tracking your crosshair around corners when you're slow or fast peeking. For this, I use Strafe Track Ultimate. And finally, it's precision shots, or shots that you can take your time to do, and long range taps. And for that, I used one training, and that is 6 shot, which is really small balls in AimLab, and there are 6 of them, hence 6 shot. The other strategy which I used was the Masters strategy. The Master strategy is just 5 quick tasks. These 5 tasks are Grid Shot Ultimate to practice your flicks in 180 degrees, short range. Motion Shot Speed, which is to get your larger flicks, but also have a focus on speed and then precision. Third is reflex shot precision, which then focuses on precision and then speed. Fourth is decision shot ultimate, which is more focused on your cognition and your awareness, and then on speed and precision. And then last is strafe track ultimate. Now, after using each of these for a week on the correct sensitivity, I've come to a couple of conclusions. First, for masters, it's more fun for me. It's easier to get into and do. I get better scores, and I've seen quicker improvement over time in each of these different categories. The one problem with it is that it's missing that micro adjustment, but it inherently does it within reflex shot precision because you're constantly flicking a long distance and then having to micro adjust using your pinky and your thumb. Instead, it doesn't have a dedicated task for micro flicks. But that's pretty easy to solve because you can just add in micro shot if you really want to, or even sniper shot if you want to practice your opping. For the Rambo method or the Rambo strategy, one of the big perks is it really helps people who have never done aim training before or who have never played an FPS before. It practices all levels of aiming. It also is really good at helping you find your sensitivity. I started by using this method to help find my sensitivity, and then since I changed it, I forgot to change it on the aim lab, which is why I had the wrong sens for a month, like I said at the beginning of the video. One of the cons of it is that it takes longer to do, and even though it's more focused on each movement of aiming, it's less focused on the different styles of aiming. That's speed, precision, the different funnels that you fit into under aim lab. Now, both are great at training multiple areas of aim. That is your long flicks, your short ones, your tracking, etc. And also both are great for warming up. Overall, I think the progression that I did is correct. I would recommend the Rambo method early on to help find your sens. I would do each task through once and then try a different sensitivity out and try it again and just see what feels comfortable. And then after about a week, you can stick with that sensitivity, do the Rambo tasks until you've hit around a plateau. And then once you've plateaued in those, then you can move on to the master's tasks and you're going to have a little bit more fun with them. And you only have to go through them once rather than multiple times over. Now, for me personally, I've found more success in improving faster using the master's tasks. I've improved in score quite drastically just doing these 5 tasks compared to doing the Ron Rambo Kim tasks. But the Ron Rambo Kim tasks definitely gave me a better foundation to be able to be improving at the rate that I am. When I started aim training, which was about 2 months ago, I was in the mid to high 50s in terms of score across all of these different tasks. I moved up to the mid to high 60s very quickly, actually within my first week, and then after that I plateaued for a pretty long time. More recently, I plateaued at the mid to high 70s, and then even more recently, once I started doing the master's training, I've reached mid to low 80s, so I've overcome my plateau for a short time. Now, this is just my recommendation. I'm someone who shoots around the mid 80s in aim lab after about 2 weeks of really hard training on the same sensitivity, and that's starting from plateauing around the upper 60s. So if you're in this area or lower, I would recommend trying this method out and doing the Ron Rambo Kim strategy, making sure that your sensitivity is good, and then doing that practice. And the way that I actually practiced the Ron Rambo Kim strategy was I would go through a task, and the first time I would do it, I would not count the score, and then the second time I would do it, I would count the score. So I would have a practice and then do it. With the master strategy, what I do instead is I just do the tasks, the 5 tasks in order, and I do them spread throughout the day. So I do 5 tasks in the morning, 5 tasks in the afternoon, and 5 tasks at night, rather than doing one big chunk of each task twice. This is showing some pretty good results. I'm still climbing up my scores gradually day to day, doing the master's tasks as opposed to the Rambo tasks, but we'll see how it works out. Thank you all for watching today's video. I hope that I could make you more efficient at aim training and practicing aiming, because I know that it's something that's very important in FPS games, especially Valorant. And thank you so much for watching the video and supporting me. Please consider subscribing and liking the video if you've gotten this far. And I also want to know if you do any other tasks in AimLab, or your opinions on Kovacs, if that's what you use instead of AimLab. I know that I don't have the most information and I could be biased, and I'd like all of you, my viewers, to have the best information in order to make informed decisions. This is just my perspective and also the training that I have done up to this point as a upper tier silver player that's consistently climbing. So please leave a comment down below if you have any video suggestions or you just want to respond to any of those questions. And if you want to interact with me in real time and watch me play these games like Valorant and League of Legends, which is another game that I play a lot of, you can interact with me most afternoons and evenings at twitch.tv/summoner6. And that's Pacific Standard Time. And also, if you want to get to know me a little bit more or ask me any questions directly, and you don't feel like commenting on the YouTube video, you can always tweet at me at Summoner6. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And remember, stay 6y.